Hey guys, it's ZD here, and I am super excited to be going over something that I know is going to make a massive difference to your business and life if you follow it. Now, this is something that I always go over with my clients when I start working with them, because there's one level out of the 4 levels of consciousness that I want you to play out. Because if you can master the 4 levels of consciousness and you operate at the level that I want you to, your business will change, your money will change, life will start going your way. But I want to walk through each one and make you understand it so you can have a good understanding of it, and you can be like, okay, now I'm aware of it, where do I want to play at? You know, because I believe there's some part of you inside that doesn't want to stress anymore, doesn't want to struggle anymore, doesn't want to try to control everything. You know, how many people out there are just so focused on how can I control events? You know, how can I pull this off? I'm going to go out there and try to get leads, and then I'm going to sell them. People are so stuck in this level of awareness that they're like, I want to come out of it, but they just don't know how. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how that you can tap into your flow center, that you can start pulling things towards you. You know, every single quantum physics lab on the planet right now can prove very specifically that we create our reality. And so many people doubt this. You know, imagine doubting something that is so true and so factual. You know, it's just like the law of gravity. If I jump off a building, can I float? Can I fly? No. Why? Because it's part of the game that we're living in. The only thing that's going to happen is because there's a law of gravity, is life's going to live by that rule set or that law. So I'm just going to splatter on the ground. So what we've got to do is we've just got to understand that there are universal laws out there. But we've got to play by them. And so many of you, I know, you're struggling. You want to make more money. You want to have more success. Stop thinking more is better, because it's not. And you'll learn it from here. So there's 4 levels of consciousness that people operate at. What is a consciousness, to make you guys understand a little bit more? Look at it like awareness. You know, people operate from different levels of awareness. You know, something happens to someone, you can look at it like, oh my God, it was their fault or whatever. You can actually look at it from a different level of awareness and say, why am I attracting this? Why am I bringing this opportunity or this thing into my life that I'm not resolving? So there's different ways to look at things. No matter what happens in your life, 2 people go through the same thing, and one sees it one way, one sees the other way. There's an old statement that says, you know, two men sat behind prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. You know, so look at it like that. It's a different meaning from this. But there's 4 levels of awareness that people operate from. Now, every single level of awareness, I want you to understand, is this isn't like locked in stone. Oh my God, I've been operating at level 1, so I'm stuck at level 1. We all operate at this in different areas of life. Like, you might fully take responsibility in your business, but then in your relationships, you might operate a little bit of a victim. So there's so many different ways to do this, because you might master a certain area of your life, you might be flowing in there, but then you might be operating from different levels of awareness in other areas. So 4 levels of awareness that we have. Now, each level that I go over, there's a way to get out of the level. You know, there's something we've got to let go of and something that we've got to embody. Something that we've got to let go of and something that we've got to replace and embody in order to get to that next level, which I'm going to show you on this. So the first level of awareness is to me mentality. It's the victim mentality. You know, it's the people that blame everyone else but themselves. It's not my fault I'm not successful, it's my parents' fault. You know, it's not my fault I'm successful, it's my coach's fault. You know, people that blame, you know, even in relationships, I see this all the time. People are just blaming the other person. If you understand and come from that high level of awareness to understand that if you're in a relationship, you're in a cybernetic loop. What does that mean? You know, why is it that women, for instance, if they live together, they have periods at the same time because they go in sync? It's the same thing as a relationship. If you're resentful towards your partner, I guarantee they're resentful towards you. If you're not showing your love to your partner, I guarantee they're not showing love to you. So it's just a cybernetic loop. I guarantee you, if you're feeling in love with your partner, they're going to be feeling in love with you back, if you're in that cybernetic loop and you're living together. So I want us to break down simply what you need to do in order to get from each level and not play at this level 1, because life is pretty much programming you to stay here. You know, what do people do online? They show their best versions of themselves, and then all of a sudden people compare themselves to you, and then they all of a sudden drop into victim mentality. Oh shit, why aren't I as good as them? Why aren't I as pretty as them? And they operate from this low level of consciousness, and you wonder why their business doesn't grow. You know, life doesn't want you to operate from a high level of awareness. I want you to understand that. The news doesn't. Governments don't. No one does. People want to keep you in the same position because they're programming you every single day. They want you to buy the next thing to make you feel like you're not good enough, but you are freaking good enough. But that's what people do. So then they become a victim of life. Look at it like as a metaphor. If you're operating from this level, you know your goals are in the water. There's a water there. You know the goals are up there. Maybe there's a stream upstream, there's a downstream. But you don't jump in the river because you're scared, you're worried. But then you're like, I want life to give me a winning lottery ticket. But then all of a sudden it rains on you and then you start saying, oh, it's not my fault, this is bullshit, how is this, blah, blah, blah. And then people operate from that level. So that's level 1, but luckily there's another level instead of saying in that victim mentality. The next level is what we call buy me. You know, they go to a seminar, they come to one of my events, and then they're like, I can't keep telling myself I'm not where I want to be because of other people. I need to take full responsibility for my life, and if my success is going to happen, it's going to happen by me. And then we become this achiever. You know, you go to a seminar, you listen to motivational speakers and they say, go for it more, you can achieve more, have more success. And we keep playing this level. We go out there, we hustle, we find things. You know, we jump in the river, as the metaphor before. We swim upstream. You know, we swim so intensely upstream, but what happens when you're swimming upstream so intensely, because you're trying to chase something, you're trying to chase a rabbit, what happens? I'm not sure if you've ever done this. You've been working your ass off, and someone's like, hey, have a day off, have a day off. What happens what do you feel like when you're going upstream? You want to have a day off. You feel like you'll go back to where you started. That was me for many years. I couldn't have a day off because I felt like I'd lose everything. I'd have everything I worked for and everything. I was stuck in this level 2. Now my question is, you can still make money in level 2. It's hard. It's pressuring. You know, you got to work hard. You got to get up early. You got to stay up late. You got to find a way. You're a control freak in this because you're so controlled, realizing I'm not trusting the world. I'm literally coming from a frame of I need to control events. If I'm going to do it, I need to get on 10 sales calls a day. I need to do 5 videos a day. And you just become this control freak in level 2. Now, I'd much rather be level 2 than level 1 because level 2 is actually a person that gets up and goes out there. Are they really fulfilled in life? Not really. They're never satisfied with what they have. They're not really grateful for what they have because they're feeling like they're chasing the rabbit. The rabbit's way over there, and until I get the rabbit, then I'm going to be happy. Have you played that game before? Most people that I talk to, you know, I've worked with over 2,200 coaches and business owners, one-on-one, not through group dynamic, but one-on-one, and I can tell you, this is the issue. People keep chasing, thinking more is going to be better. I'm not saying don't go for more, but I'm saying to you, you've got to enjoy the game we're playing. Now, if we want to get from level 1 to level 2, what do we need to let go of? You need to let go of blame. Blame doesn't work anywhere. Haven't you realized that? Blaming is not going to help you. Blaming someone else for your not succeeding is just ludicrous and it's a waste of time. What do we need to embody? We need to embody personal responsibility. That is the first step to awareness in personal development. Take personal responsibility. It's my fault. Everything's my fault. Imagine just taking that responsibility in your life. You would get to that next level. But then you get to this level here. Now, the achiever mode are the people that are working their freaking ass off. You know, they're working their ass off, like I said before, they're control freaks. But you know what? Sometimes in life you're going to burn out. And these people burn out all the time. They get sick all the time. They go through all these different things. But here's the thing. There's another level as well. And this is the level that I focus on with all of my clients to go through. I usually attract people in this level here, which is level 2. The achievers, they go out there, they try to hustle and they try to work hard. They try to swim upstream, they're unfulfilled. But if you operate from level 3, it's all about the door opens before you put the hand on the handle. Life feels like it's going your way, it's flowing your way. Haven't you ever felt like that before, where everything is just literally, everything you touch turns to gold? It's like all of a sudden you're doing the internal work every single day, and then over a period of time, all these leads come in, opportunities come in, you're doing nothing, and things are getting done. Now, I'm not saying sit on your ass and just pray on this, but it's a different level of awareness because you understand universal principles and you play by that. I know some of you have probably went into it before, but you just don't know how to actually get into this level, which I'm going to show you in this video and other videos that I'm going to share with you. But it's so important to understand this method. You know, understand that we operate from a different level. You know, if I understand and I operate from through me and I operate from flow, I don't need to hustle anymore. It's like the 2 different analogies. Level 2 will get up in the morning, book their calendar out, they'll do a meditation because their coach said so. They'll be looking at their timer every 2 minutes to say, is it nearly done? Is it nearly done? They're trying to control everything. Where level 3 wakes up, does their internal work, does an amazing morning routine, says, do you know what, before I go, I feel like I want to go down and get a coffee. I want to go get a tea, whatever it is. They go down the street and then they bump into someone that turns into be a client of theirs. Has that ever happened to you? All of a sudden you weren't even intending it and the client just naturally came to you. I do this with clients all the time. She goes in, I remember I had this client recently, she went into a shop to buy clothes. Crazy is this. She went into a bar and she ended up selling the people. They're like, what do you do? You have really good energy. And all of a sudden she was in through me. And then naturally they said, hey, what do you do? They want to be interested and then they end up buying from her. So if you want to do this, you got to live your life in more of a flow, in more of a trusting energy. And how do you get from level 2, which is control, into level 3, which is flow? You need to let go of the need for control. What does that mean? We can't control life. Go outside when it's raining and say, stop raining. When it's windy, say, stop being windy. Life doesn't care. Life's going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's going to keep doing what it's going to do. But what can we control in life? One thing is how I feel. And you have every right to do that. And level 3 is all about how can I choose to feel what I want to feel. If you don't get the sale, I trust that I'm not going to get the sale. It's okay. I know there's going to be more opportunity coming in because I'm living in abundance. I'm operating from that higher level of consciousness. But the people that jump in the river, they don't swim upstream to get the goal. They trust the river. And they realize life is a journey. Doesn't mean they don't take action. Doesn't mean if there's a rock there, they're not going to swim to the right and left and guide themselves. But they trust. They know every river winds. And when you go down a left stream, they know there might be challenges in that left stream. No wonder why. Even if you're operating from flow, there's going to be challenges. But it's how you interpret the challenges. Could you lose a few of your clients right now and still be like, I know better ones are coming, and the only reason they left is because I'm operating from a high level, and naturally people get moved out. You can always change the meaning, and you can always turn it into a positive, and that's what people in level 3 do. And level 3 is all about trust. It's all about flow. So letting go of the need for control, and another way of saying that is brace uncertainty. Life is uncertain. Your relationship's not certain. Your health's not certain, but you can embrace it and realize there is a better reality out there in the unpredictable than the predictable. Most people try to do the predictable every single day, and they keep running the same program every day. Those are the control freaks. They don't really get anywhere, they don't really succeed, and they keep doing the same things. They get a certain level of success, but the people that absolutely skyrocket, which I want you to, is the people that are operating from level 3. Level 3 is the game. Now, these two here are the lower levels, the people that are focused so much on the physical world that we live in. I've got to mold reality. I've got to, why is things happening outside of me? You know, they're trying to mold events, trying to control events. Level 3 and level 4, which I'll go over in a second, are all about abundance. They're all about operating from a high level. Whenever you feel scarcity in your body, you're operating from level 1 and level 2. Because there's no scarcity found in this bubble. These are the 2 levels that you want to operate from. These ones are all about scarcity, control, feeling let down, having high expectations, not meeting them, etc. When you operate from level 3, what do you need to embody to get to level 3 is what you need to embody. What you need to embody to get to achiever mode into this is you need to embody trust. Trust the universe. Think about 9 months you're in your mum's womb and you trusted, and you know what? You came out beautiful as a baby. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to control. The mum didn't even need to do anything. She sat there. She went through sickness and everything like that. That's what my wife went through. But you know what comes out of it? A beautiful baby. And then what happens is we come into this world and you have a nose, you have ears. Everything was trusted. Everything happened through you. And then you develop this control freak mentality, the EGO, edging God out or edging universe out. And then all of a sudden you push away this reality and say, I need to be myself. And then you become a control freak. But if you actually go back to what your nature is to operate from level 3. You didn't come into this world having limiting beliefs saying, I need to work hard, I need to do this. You need to trust the work. And if you want abundance, you came into this world abundant. But then you learn an ego. When you take that away, you can start living through me and start trusting in a higher power and start trusting in the universe, God, whatever it is for you. I don't want to put a label on it, but whatever it is for you, and you embody that. And you realize there's certain universal principles that are already rule sets into this physical world. And when I understand there's rule sets into this physical world, I can start playing by those rules. So, this is where we operate from here. And then ASME, I'm not really going to go much over ASME, but ASME is really the unconditional place of when you're in true feeling, unconditional love in every cell of your body. You see yourself in everyone else. And it's like you see yourself and you just come from that high level of awareness. How hard is that to live by in, let's just say, a context around life that we live in? Because we're around other human beings, it's hard. Because we're trying to succeed, we're trying to go into business. It's hard to literally stay in that place of unconditional love. So if you're a Buddhist monk or anything like that and you're not around humans much, you can operate from that loving place because you're letting go fully. But what's really achievable here is level 3. Now, how do you get from level 3 to level 4? First of all, you need to let go of the illusion of separateness. So letting go of The illusion of separateness, that we all are connected. You've got to understand that we are connected at every single cell. I'm connected to you and you're connected to me, no matter where you are in the world. We're coming from that same, spring, the world of consciousness. We're all operating from that place. We can get into high levels of frequency, low levels of frequency. We are all connected. You would have been before where you've thought about someone and all of a sudden they message you or talk to you. That's the connection that we have with people. I always say, I can think about someone right now in the metaphysical and start sending an energy out to them and they'll start thinking of me. When you start thinking of someone randomly, how do you know they're not thinking of you and it's just sending a message just like this phone? If I send you a message on my phone, it happens instantaneously. But that's physical. I'm showing you physically what happens. But what happens is if I start thinking about you inside my metaphysical, all of a sudden I go into your mind because we're all energy. And every thought has a wave to it. So it gets sent out into the physical world. So if I start thinking about clients and the person that I want to manifest or whatever, I go into their head and then they start thinking and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, would you be interested in working with me? That's how manifestation really works. So really here is a high level and then we've got to replace it with unconditional love. If you can operate from unconditional love, you might have glimpses of like when you're with your kids or anything like that. That's the perfect epitome of unconditional love. Having a child, looking into your child, that is love. If you hold that love inside your body all day, you're in a high frequency. So the goal here is to operate from here, which is through me. Now, what we've got to understand from a place is what are some ways that we can do it. I'm not going to go over every single way here, but I'll do an actual video on these 7 principles later on. But doing things like living like it's already happened. Law of Attraction 101, feeling the desire of the wish fulfilled. If I start feeling like I already am that which I seek, I'll start embodying what I want. I'll start feeling and things will start getting attracted to me over time. Another way of living in through me is celebrating. Celebrating every outcome that comes up along the way. I remember a retreat we just ran. There was a lady on there, amazing lady, that said she had such high expectations on her launch that she didn't hit the expectations. And then she even said it felt like a child died. Guess what? High expectations. She felt like this. I need to control it, which is by me. I need to control it. She was in scarcity a little bit. I need to get this really success. Then she was let down because she can't control events. And guess what she operated from after that? Victim. Oh, I'm not good enough. This is bullshit. I don't know who I am anymore. And then we just keep operating from these levels. And this is what stuffs us up. What we need to do is we need to operate from level 3. Celebrate every outcome, especially the negative. If something doesn't go your way, can you make it feel like it's going your way but just by changing the feelings and thoughts? Absolutely. So operating from that level is going to make you more money, more success, everything. So here is the secret to everything that I teach. When I take someone, I'm always saying, hey, here's the thing. I'm not going to go over all principles right now. I'll do another video on the principles. But just think about it. If I can operate from level 3 has a frequency to it. I'll give you an example. Where's this? So if we operate from here really quickly, so I'll chuck this up here. But if I operate here, let's just say on a scale right now. If we do a scale here, and we do time, and then we do frequency. So this is levels of frequency up, and this is time down here. So meaning like how much we do over time. If I'm operating from a low frequency, what is the primary pattern of the universe? It's a wave, right? It's a primary pattern of the universe. It has peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs. That's the primary pattern. And each peak to the next peak is what we call hertz, cycles per second. Cycles per second. Now, if we're operating from a low frequency like to me, like I said before, guess what starts to happen? Nothing really happens over time. There's not even a hurt in that over a period of time. But if I start operating from a higher level of frequency, like through me or let's just say by me or whatever, it might be a little bit like this. So you still get things done, but it's pretty slow. But if you operate from through me, guess what starts to happen? We operate from a high level. This is what I go over in my high level retreats. Highly recommend you come to one of them or even work with one of my team members. I got a whole team members of coaches out there that can help you with my principles and how I help people. If you want to work with me, reach out to me and help me. Reach out and I'll help you. But this is where I get you to operate from. And I do it through my 6 times a day method, which I've taught so many times. I'm writing a book on it right now specifically. But this is the whole goal that I want you to operate from, because things happen. Look, this is a cycle per second, cycle per second, cycle per second. You're getting 20 times done in what takes you literally, let's just say 10 hours in by me is equivalent of literally 1 hour in through me. So if I operate from a high level, I'm visualizing what I want, I'm connecting to what I want every day through my 6 times a day method, I can get more done than a hustler out there that's saying, I'm in a mastermind, I'm gonna smash things, I'm gonna do 50 videos. I'm gonna pull in the right clients over that person over a period of time. Why? Because I'm only operating from a higher frequency. What if you realize if I change your frequency, your business will change, your money will change? Would you believe me? Most people don't. And this is what keeps them in the same stuck position. Look at it like this game that we live in has rules to it, like I said at the start. This is what I'm going to finish with. If I play Mario Kart right now, there's already governing rules in that Mario Kart game, right? If I play the Mario Kart game and I go over a banana peel, what happens on Mario Kart? I slide, do I not? Can I go over a banana peel and not slide? No. Why? Because it's part of the rule set. There's a rule set in that game. It's already programmed in. It's the same thing as this. If I think about something over and over again, what has to show up in the physical world is that. Why? Because it's part of the rule set. If I jump off the building, I'm going to splatter on the ground. Why? Because it's part of the rule set. You can't go against these governing rules and laws. If you understand this at a deep level, it's what I teach in all of my coaching, the whole facilitating in this. It will literally blow your mind. That's why I have that many clients, which are 400 plus clients, that have literally got mind-blowing results from my methoding. Not because I'm so smart. It's because I do the programming work and make them understand living their life in this flow energy. When they operate from that level, they make money. So guys, comment below what you need for anything that you need. You know, subscribe, follow, whatever it is for you. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out in the short in the coming weeks. So guys, follow. Let's do it. Comment below your biggest learning, and I'll talk to you all very soon.